What's up, you guys? My name is Hutch. Now I make videos and put them on the internet. It's Friday. It's June 6th. We got the MLG X Games going on, which is pretty cool. Just watched Optic and FaZe play. Those matches are getting so much more fun to watch. I think the Oracle Vision in particular makes competitive Call of Duty a lot more interesting to watch. But I digress. It's the start of the weekend. Yesterday, YouTube was being a little biatch, and so I thought today I would double dip and double post today instead of, so to avoid all the publishing problems from yesterday. But I never got around to the second video. I'll probably do that tomorrow or Sunday or something like that. In the meantime, here's your video for today, and I'm calling it Bonding Time. And this is I want to do this every Friday. It's kind of like in the same vein as So Your. It's to keep the personal side of the channel still intact. Sorry, didn't mean to slap you, microphone. But yeah, that's like kind of the overwhelming feedback that I get these days, and I've kind of always gotten, is that a lot of people enjoy the personal side of this channel. And Bonding Time is a reference to a high school teacher that I had who, whenever he would find whenever he wanted to find like a creative way to teach us something about history, he would pull up a stool and say, "All right, guys, it's bonding time." And it was always this fun little joke that he did. But the basic idea of Bonding Time is that, you guys get to know me a little bit better. Tell you guys a little something about me that you didn't already know. And if you have suggestions for topics to speak about in the following week, just leave a comment with the word Bonding Time in it on this video, and then whoever's suggestion I pick, I do a screen cap, and then they get like their time in the spotlight, like they get their comment featured in tomorrow's or next week's video. But as far as today's topic for Bonding Time, I want to open it up with something that I got into a heated conversation with some of my friends about last night. And I've gotten in many heated conversations with some well-known YouTubers who I will not name about this very topic. And alright, so here it goes. Something you didn't know about me. I am a victim of theft. I was robbed. I was robbed as a baby by a doctor who I do not know. I've never met this man apart from the day that I came out of my mother's vagina and the day that he robbed this thing from me. And what he robbed from me is my foreskin. I'm talking about circumcision. Some guy that I don't know, when I was in my weak baby form and couldn't stand up for myself physically or otherwise, came into a room. I'm guessing he put me under some kind of anesthesia. If he didn't, then that's even more fucked up. But in any case, anesthesia or not, he took a knife to my penis and chopped off part of my dick. That's called circumcision, in case you guys didn't already know this. Most of the world is not circumcised, by the way. That's what I'm learning. And for those of you that aren't and maybe live in another country, let me tell you a little something about the United States. Most people here are circumcised. It's some ridiculously high number, like 90% of males born in the United States have part of their dicks chopped off, and that's just like accepted as a normal thing. And we're given a few reasons for it. There's some like religious customs involved that go back several thousands of years. But I'd say the main reason why we do it, is because like no one's, not a whole lot of people are raising their hand and saying we shouldn't do it anymore. So we just got in this habit of doing it. In fact, circumcision, nobody even knows where it came from, or it came from. The earliest instance that we can find evidence of circumcision is like 2500 before Common Era, or before Christ, whatever you want to call it. 2500 BC. They found some like ancient pieces of artwork engraved on a wall depicting circumcision, and then talking about how it was referencing the fact that it was sort of like a rite of passage for young males to chop off part of their dick in order to become an adult warrior spirit type thing. Which makes no sense to me, but hey, it's fucking 4,000 years ago, so, I imagine not much made sense back then. But I'd say that that's the primary reason, is because we're just creatures of habit, and we just continue to do this thing that, yeah, your fucking parents are raised with it, and their grandparents are raised and their parents before them. But I feel like we're at this point now where someone should be raising their hand and saying, like, do we really need to do this? But besides just being creatures of habit, I'd say that one of the other main reasons we do it is because we're told that's for health purposes. Like, somehow we're told in America, and we believe it by and large, that if you keep your foreskin, you're gonna it's gonna like trap a bunch of residue and bacteria and dirt, and your dick's gonna turn black, and it's just gonna fall off. But why do I not hear of this ever happening, ever? Like, why in country you don't hear about it happening in countries where most people aren't circumcised. You don't hear of like gigantic penis holocausts where like people's dicks are falling off by the hundreds because they're getting like bacteria and fucking like Cheeto dust stuck in their dick, and they don't clean it for like 7 months, and then it just falls off. I've never heard of this happening, and as far as I can tell, there's no actual evidence that suggests that having foreskin is a serious health issue. All my friends that have foreskin that I know of, their dicks seem fine. I haven't heard of anybody's dicks falling off. So that seems like total bullshit. If you guys haven't already been able to pick up on it by now, I think it's fucking ridiculous to chop part of your baby's penises off. If I ever have a kid, and if I ever have a boy, I am not fucking getting him circumcised. If he wants to circumcise his own penis by the time he's like a consenting adult, so be it. You want to chop part of your dick off? You're 18 years old. Do you have the resources to go out and do it? Go do it. Fine. You know, in fact, you know, most kids are so rebellious that they'd probably just get their dicks chopped off because you told them that you probably shouldn't do it. But I don't know of anybody who has foreskin that would ever consider chopping it off. You're talking about fucking nerve endings. There's literally a shit ton of nerve endings in that skin that they're just chopping off. So you're lopping off part of your sensitivity. In other words, sex and orgasms and masturbation is going to feel better if you have foreskin because there's more fucking skin there. So some guy that I don't know robbed me of my foreskin, just chopped off part of my penis, and made sex and orgasms less awesome for me as a result for the rest of my life. And I can't do anything about it. Like there's procedures where you can kind of like recreate what foreskin does, I think, but you can never get those nerve endings back. And it's total bullshit. Like, why haven't we all kind of figured out by now that this is a totally outdated and unnecessary procedure? You're fucking mutilating penises. My body is mutilated, and I'll never get it back. And that is frustrating to me to no end. And feel free to chime in the comments here, because I'm sure that there's going to be plenty of Americans that are like, ugh, foreskin's just gross and it looks weird. And it's probably going to smell funny, and you're going to your dick's going to fall off. But then everybody else with like common sense and a working brain and foreskin on their penises are going to speak up and be like, dude, I've had foreskin my whole life, and it's awesome, and I've always been fine. I've never had a problem with my foreskin once. I imagine the biggest problem that you might have is like unaccidentally zipping it up in your zipper from time to time or something like that. I don't know, because I don't have foreskin. That's the point. If I had foreskin, I would know, but some asshole chopped part of my penis off. But I didn't give permission to do so. I wonder if I can sue him. I wonder if I'm sure that there has to be someone who attempted to sue a doctor for chopping part of their dick off when they were a baby. Or maybe people would sue their parents. I don't know if I could sue my parents. I don't think I would feel right about that. I'm not mad at them. They're a product of the times they were living in. I think I already mentioned that. It's like, this is just what we do culturally in this country, and it's just completely normal to do this. And so I'm not like pissed off about it at them. But like, if you're a doctor, then you should know, you should have access to information that there's nothing wrong with foreskin, and that's going to make things feel better down there. I mean, I would take a moral stance if I was a doctor and just flat out refuse to chop penises off. But that's just me. I'm not a doctor. Who am I to judge? I just want my foreskin back. Anyways, that's bonding time today, guys. Hope you feel bonded with me in some way. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.